We are in Dalhousie, New Brunswick, a town of about 3,000 people that my family's from. I wanted to do All My Relations a fully Indigenous issue at the Eye Opener because of my own heritage. I feel awkward talking about my heritage a lot, especially from my Indigenous side. I feel like I'm not Native enough to fit into Native spaces, but the Indigenous guy that you ask about any Indigenous issue that you have, guy in any other space, there's a weird balance between that, and I think that's what made me choose a topic like this. I want to learn how to navigate reporting on Indigenous topics as an Indigenous person, and I guess helping non-Indigenous people tell the stories of Native people in Canada. All My Relations is a proverb. It basically just means like all of your family, all of your ancestors, all of the people rallied behind you is supposed to mean that you always have like, I guess, skin in the game or like people with you, no matter how hard things are getting. I liked the phrase for the name of the special issue because I feel like a lot of who I am is because of my family, and I wanted that to shine through here. Also, I want to tell the stories of like other people and their families and their heritage and their ancestors in Canada, not only on TMU's campus, but much further out. Dalhousie isn't actually like, I guess, where my ancestors are from. Eel River Bar First Nation is the reserve closest to here. It's about 10 minutes away. So we're gonna drive over there right now. So yeah, we're on our way to Eel River Bar First Nation right now. My grandparents never actually grew up in Eel River Bar. They grew up here in Dalhousie. It's just the closest Mi'kmaq reserve and where the Indigenous heritage comes back. We're gonna stop by the community center there. So we're just leaving. We went in there to ask if anyone would be willing to like chat about the history of the reserve or what this land means to the broader like Mi'kmaq community. I was talking to the lady in there and she was like, what's your connection to Eel River Bar? And I told her like my grandma's name and then my grandma's father's name, and she was like, get out. That's like my grandma's father or like her dad or something. So it turns out we're like some sort of cousins. The place was closed and we definitely shouldn't have been going in there, but the door opened for us and we went and talked to her about family members for a while. It's just so interesting that the receptionist at the community center ended up being vaguely related to me. We're probably like third cousins twice removed or something. Yeah, kind of cool. We're on Eel River Bar right now. Eel River Bar First Nations is the First Nation reserve here, but Eel River Bar is like an actual sandbar that goes through the res. I decided to come here because this is where my family's from and this is where my Indigenous heritage is from as well. It felt really important to me to start off this issue telling this story of my family and like reconnecting with my heritage in that way. My mom was one of the missing and murdered Indigenous peoples of Ontario. She died when I was super young. It's something that happens to far too many Indigenous women and girls. It's something that I'm super passionate about as well. And I think goes into why I want to tell the stories of Indigenous people in the communities that I take part in. It adds to the idea of All My Relations, and I guess why I wanted it to center around this. The fact that she is from this community as well and shares that heritage makes me feel closer to this community. I want people that read the issue to get that same sense of family and community from the stories inside of it. I think that Indigenous stories are super important, and I think that the job of telling Indigenous stories shouldn't just land on Native people themselves. I think that non-Indigenous journalists and storytellers alike should all be a part of making sure that Indigenous storytelling is alive and that the things impacting Indigenous communities across Canada are not going untold. I think this issue hopefully is going to serve as a vessel for a lot of journalists on TMU's campus and in our community to pick up a skill of First Nation storytelling and reporting on Indigenous communities in the best way possible. With love for me and all my relations, I hope you enjoy the issue.